Hello, my chickadees! Welcome back to Our Fate Forsaken! This is part 6, I think, so if you haven't seen the other 5 parts, you should hop on over and check it out on my channel. They do have their own playlist. Alright, we're gonna jump on in and see what our little angel is up to this time. I kind of forgot where we left off. It's been a little bit. Let's see. Load? Ah, we were back down on Earth. We were talking with our human crush, Azza. Oh yeah, we just found out that our name was Eli in life, and Gabriel was telling us a bit more about what it was like while we were alive. But he says we died when we were like in our 80s. And if we're Eli, the same Eli that Asia knows, which he does because he showed us a picture and it looks just like us, that can't be true. So something's up here. Alright, here we go. See, Eli and I were studying in the same university, though he was my junior and we were in different majors. On a normal occasion, I doubt we would ever come across each other since there was a lot of other folks studying at the university. But I met him that fateful day, which I'll never forget. Oh, we get to learn how he met Eli! Since I was on break, I stepped outside the building and took in a deep breath of fresh air. I was bored of the food from the cafeteria, so I decided to eat out for once. What should I get for lunch today? While I was thinking about which restaurant to go to, I spotted someone wobbling nearby. A young man who seemed like a fellow student was carrying a stack of books. There were so many of them that they blocked his face from view. I watched as the pile of books began to tilt. It's going to fall, isn't it? As the thought crossed my mind, the young man tripped, and the stack of books collapsed along with him. Ow! The sight of him buried underneath the books caused me to burst out laughing. The whole sequence was just like what I'd seen only in cartoons, so I was amused that it happened right before my eyes. The boy hoisted himself up and proceeded to glare at me, but it didn't look intimidating one bit. What are you laughing at? My bad. He picked up the books one by one and I watched him. Then he paused while doing so and stared at me as if he was expecting something. Are you not going to offer to help me? You didn't ask. Well, it should be common decency, no? Not if I'm a bad boy. I could feel his gaze travel across my body, judging me. You don't seem like a bad guy to me. What makes you say so? I don't know. Even though I just met you, you seem like a good person to me. I just feel it. Amused, I squat down next to him. Since you said I'm a good person, I guess I could help you out. I bent over to pick up the fallen books one by one. While I was in the middle of it, I noticed the boy grinning out of the corner of my eye. You're actually helping me, see? I knew you were a good person. I snickered and shook my head before continuing to pick up the books. What's your name, by the way? I'm Eli. What's yours? Asia. Or Azza. Well, Azza, I'm glad I met you. I hope we can be friends. I realized I felt the same way about him and was compelled to know more about my acquaintance. After we finally finished stacking up the books, Eli attempted to stand up, but he quickly dropped back to the ground and let out a whimper. Ow. What's wrong? I think I sprained my ankle. I rolled up his pants to check on his ankle. It was red and slightly swollen. It hurts when I move my foot. Baby, you did hurt. He definitely hurt himself. That was quite a tumble he took. Eli covered his mouth to muffle his sniffles, and I knew he was in pain. I could see tears starting to form in the corner of his eyes. While I was attempting to wipe them away, I abruptly paused. Seeing his red and puffy eyes struck something within me. I reached to touch his ankle before pressing down on the swollen area. Hard. Oh, you little jerk. He likes seeing him cry, just like he likes seeing us cry. Ugh. You little jerk. Ah! This caused him to dig his nails into his thighs as he squirmed from the pain. His scream was like music to my ears. The way he trembled while leaving his mouth agape memorized me. The sadistic side in me liked to see the tears welling up in his eyes, and I wonder if I can make him cry even more. As a sinister idea overcame me, Eli grabbed a hold of my jacket and tugged on it. Please don't do that, Asa. It hurts. His pleas caused me to snap out of my thoughts. You're a dark little boy, aren't you? You like seeing others in pain. The vulnerable expression on his face does make me want to pick on him, but I didn't want to hurt him any farther. I'm sorry. Are you? Are you really sorry? I gently ruffled his hair before putting my hand under his knees. Ah! A grunt left my throat as I stood up while carrying him in my arms. Let's get you to the infirmary. This caused Eli to pass me an innocent smile, one that made my heart skip a beat. I knew you were a good person. Thanks for helping me out. What about his books? You can't carry his books, too. Hopefully no one will take them, because, I mean, you guys are on university, right? I passed him a grin before walking towards the building with him in my arms. I wondered how he would react if he knew how I liked to see him cry in pain. If only he knew my sadistic thoughts that I had suppressed. That was how the first meeting Oh, wait, this is Zeph. That was how the first meeting took place? I grew flustered as I thought about how the scene would play out. It sounded as though I was helpless the entire time. After that encounter, we kept meeting each other after classes and got to know one another. Eli was always trying to find me, much like how you're always looking for me. A blush rose to my cheeks as I realized how my behavior didn't change. I wondered why this human meant so much to me that I would constantly want to be around him. Eli stuck to me like glue, and I knew he had a crush on me. But Asa paused, hesitancy written all over his face. I thought you said you loved him. I did. But I never told him. Asa forced a smile at me as he grabbed my hand and held it tight. Enough about my old memories with someone else. Right now, you're the only person that matters in my eyes. I want to make new memories with you. Suddenly, the shop's door swung open and a figure marched straight towards us. Is it Gabe? Gabriel? It is Gabe! That was when Asa laid eyes on the Archangel. As the two stared at each other, both had confusion and shock written all over their faces. Why are you here? I could say the same. You two know each other? While I was still in a state of bewilderment, Gabriel grabbed my arm before pulling me close to him. Why are you with him? The anger in his tone sent shivers down my spine, especially since it was directed at me. Terrified, I cast my head down to avoid his glare. Don't yell at Zeph. Gabriel still had his grip on my arm as he began to drag me outside. Where do you think you're taking him? Home? Heaven? The Archangel took me out of the shop, but his grip on me was still tight. Oh, we slapped. Eventually, I overcame my fear and slapped the Archangel's hand away from me. You can't just drag me away as you please. Why do you keep pushing me around? I have to because you can't be near that human. He's not good for you. I'm trying to protect you. Who are you to judge him? You don't know anything about him. Asa is a good person. I just know it. Except for his sadistic side and making us want to cry. Gabriel clenched his fist, but I wasn't going to be intimidated. I was going to stand my ground. I was caught off guard when the Archangel suddenly began to laugh. You think he's a good person? No, he is impure. When you were with him during your time as a mortal, he tried to make you cry and be miserable every day. As the information entered my brain, I shook my head in denial. Ah! It's true! It's true! Oh my god, dude, he was lying and trying to make you cry the other day. Don't you remember at the dock? Ah! You're killing me, Zeph. No, it can't be. He said we were friends. His mind is twisted. You loved him and even went so far as to confess to him, but he rejected you because he wanted to hurt you and see you cry. You're wrong. He would never hurt me. Zeph, wake up. The Archangel smirked as his yellow orbs darkened. Do you want to know the truth? I actually kept a secret from you. You never died of old age. I lied to you because I wanted you to believe that you lived a long, fulfilling life so you wouldn't be hurt. You died in a car accident while you were still a young child, or young adult. The information registered in my brain and my real cause of death finally became clear to me. And do you know who caused that accident? Don't tell me. It was Asa. He was the reason you died. I held a hand over my mouth and I could feel myself tremble. It was hard to believe that Asa would be the one who drove me to death. No. It can't be. Are you lying to me? Then why don't you go and ask him for yourself? Gabriel pulled me close before whispering into my ear. After you find out the truth about him, I know you'll run back to me. I'll be waiting for you in our home. After parting with those words, Gabriel disappeared from my sight. The confidence in his tone led me to think that what he said might actually be true, but I needed confirmation from Asa himself. Dude, did you kill us? Well, it said the cause of death. It didn't actually kill us. I returned inside the shop, only to see my human burying his head in his hands. His eyes lit up when he noticed me approaching him. You're back. Yeah. So, how do you know that white-haired guy? Is he following you? He used to follow Eli, too. I think that guy's a stalker. You shouldn't get close to him. I stared at Asia as the Archangel's words lingered at the back of my mind. Hey, did you used to pick on Eli? Asia's expression immediately morphed into shock. A small part of me wanted him to deny it, but he didn't. Did that stalker tell you about the things I did? I nodded and watched as he bit his lip. You're right. I was mean to Eli, and I regret it deeply. So, when he told me Eli got into a car accident because of you, that was true as well? Oh, look at his reaction. Oh no. How did he know? Asia's jaw dropped as his face began to turn pale. Judging by his expression, that meant what Gabriel told me was the truth. Tell me how it happened. Oh no. Eli and I stayed at the university after class since we had to finish our assignments. Since we finished at the same time, we met up to walk home together. While I watched the traffic lights, I noticed Eli secretly sneaking glances at me. What's up? My companion flinched before shyly turning his head away. Hey, why is your face starting to turn red? I grabbed his chin to force him to face me. You look like a tomato. I do not. As I thought, I really like to make him all riled up. The traffic lights turned green. Eli's expression softened once more as he nervously fidgeted with his steps. As I was about to cross the road, he tugged my shirt to pull me back. Wait, I have something to tell you. You can tell me while we walk. No, I finally braved myself, so I have to do this now. As I observed him fidget with his thumbs, his lips curled into a smirk. It was obvious that he had a crush on me. Judging by his expression, I knew what he was about to say next. I like you, Asa. Will you go out with me? My stomach did flips when I heard the confession. I had feelings for him too, so I was beyond overjoyed. I knew he liked me, but hearing it from his lips felt more ethereal. At that moment, I wanted to reciprocate my feelings. But then a sadistic thought crossed my mind. I wanted to know how much he would cry for me. You are so evil. You're so evil. I would, like, punch this guy in real life if I ran into him, okay? I know he's one of the love interests and some of you guys might like him, but I don't. I honestly don't. He's too mean to this sweet little bean. Just because he wants to see him cry all the time. A weird voice in my head convinced me that only if he cried a lot for me would I be certain that he truly loved me. I don't like you. In fact, I hate you because you annoy me. Dude, this is wrong. This is wrong. You say this type of stuff to someone just because you want to upset them. They are not going to believe you in the future. You're going to permanently injure them because if you say this and later you're like, oh, I was joking later, that these guys are, they're not going to believe you. That first thing you tell them is going to be stuck in their head, and they're going to forever be doubting whether you're telling them the truth or not. So this is wrong. This is wrong, okay? Sorry, I had to do a rant. Okay. I knew you had a crush on me for a long time, but I only spent time with you because I felt sorry for you. It's quite pathetic for you to think that someone like you would ever think about going out with me. All that I had blurted out was a lie. After he shed some tears, I would apologize to him. No! No! You don't deserve him! You don't frickin' deserve him! I would punch him. How many of y'all would punch him? It's not fun to toy with someone's feelings like this. Sorry. I can't help it. He makes me so mad. Ugh. Just as I always had in the past. Then I would tell him that I love him. I expected him to tear up right then and there, but he didn't. You could have just rejected me normally instead of being so mean about it. You know what? Now that you brushed me off like that, I'm starting to hate you as well. You go, Eli. All the other times you made me upset, I put up with your rudeness because I thought you were joking. I kept trying to convince myself that you were a good person. But this made me realize you're actually a jerk. I don't even know why I liked you in the first place. My heart dropped when I didn't get the reaction I wanted. You deserve this. You deserve this. Instead, I was given this cold, cold expression. Eli's eyes began to water, and he quickly wiped the tears away as he attempted to look strong. He was a very fragile person, and I failed to realize rejecting him harshly would cause him to be this upset. I'm not pathetic like you said. In the end, I got what I wanted. I made him cry, but I wasn't happy with what I'd done. Instead, I felt ashamed for overstepping his boundaries. You're really mean. I don't want to speak with you anymore. Just when I was about to take back my words, Eli ran away towards the street. As I turned around to look, I noticed that the traffic lights were red. Wait! So, yeah, it was his fault that he got hit. Then, thinking about all the precious moments we spent together made me upset with myself. I was angry at myself for falling in love with a person who would purposely hurt me. Tears began to stream down his face uncontrollably. I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. Even though I was upset when he pleaded sincerely, I felt slightly sympathetic. Oh, wait. Even though he was upset, when he pleaded sincerely, I felt slightly sympathetic. If I could end my own life in exchange for bringing him back, I would. I wanted to repent for my actions so badly. Then why? Why would you go out of your way to hurt him? Because I love him. This weird and twisted side of me liked to see him cry, so I couldn't help myself. My skin crawled at the confession. I thought about the time at the beach where Asia brought me to the verge of tears. I assumed he was being playful, but now I knew he had this sadistic side to him. I really didn't mean for him to die. If I'd known it would happen, I would have taken back my words. Eli's death haunts me all the time, and I blame myself every single day, as you should. Why would I willingly want the person I love to die? Why would you want to break his heart either? The more I watched Azer sob into the hands, the more I calmed down. I started to think from his perspective. Yes, he shouldn't have been mean as he had been. But the accident wasn't his fault since it was something he couldn't control. I wonder, would Eli ever forgive me? Guys, you know what I'm gonna pick. You know what I'm gonna pick. He'll never forgive you. Asia's face fell when he heard my answer, but no longer was I going to be sympathetic. It was impossible to forgive him for what he'd done to me, regardless of whether I recalled it or not. After getting the answers I wanted, I stood up from my seat. You're gonna go now? Yeah. Are you going to meet that white-haired guy again? I'm afraid so. With that, I left the grieving human behind. Gabriel! We're sorry! As soon as I stepped foot inside our residence, I hugged Gabriel tightly. He stroked my hair while I sobbed into his arms. I knew you'd run back to me. You were right all along. Yes, that human would only bring you pain. But if you were by my side, I would never let you get hurt. Overwhelmed with emotion, I gripped the back of his clothes. You will never have to go through that pain ever again, because I will always protect you. I only want to make you smile. Gabriel. Gazing into his loving eyes, I could finally smile again. His words touched me, and I let myself feel comforted by his embrace. I was glad I had Gabriel. If he wasn't here right now, I didn't know what I would do. Just then an angel appeared inside the room. What brings you here without my permission? Saint Peter? That's the one who was at the gates, right? We need to identify the lower angel next to you. There's no need for that. Have not already informed you that he is my responsibility. Yes, but we can't just let an unidentified angel roam around heaven. Who do you think you are to go against my wishes? We're just following the protocols, Gabriel. Fine, I'll answer your question. What do you need? We need to interrogate the lower angel, not you. You will not ask him anything. This back and forth was continued, but the archangel refused to relent. Gabriel then gently moved away from me before whispering into my ears. Looks like I have to deal with some things. Can you go to the library and wait for me there? The atmosphere was tense, so I nodded along to Gabriel's request. I entered the library, feeling slightly perplexed. Why would those angels want to interrogate me? And why wasn't Gabriel allowing them? These questions bugged me, but I could ask the archangel later. My gaze landed at the end section of the bookshelf. Curiosity filled me, and my feet slowly brought me there. I searched for my name and took out the book that the archangel once showed me. The book that contained the details about my life. When I was with Gabriel, he prevented me from looking at the rest of its contents, so I used this opportunity to flip through the pages. Oh yes, here we go. Let's get some info. If I really did die young, I wondered why it was recorded that I died at an old age from heart failure. I quickly skipped through the pages to find the timeline when I was 21, expecting to see something was different. And there it was. The car accident was recorded in the book. So why did my life continue after that when it should have ended there? I skimmed through the contents and let out a gasp when I read the text. Guardian angel assigned to prevent mortal from accidental death. And yet, he didn't save me. Why? When I heard footsteps echo inside the room, I turned to look at who was approaching me. Sorry, did I keep you waiting? It took me a while, but I have everything sorted out. Horror spread across his face when he noticed the book in my hands. What are you reading? Why didn't you save me? Without responding, the archangel turned his head away. You were supposed to save me, weren't you? Indeed, I was. The confirmation caused anger to boil within my chest. At this time, I thought he was a hero for helping others. But with his power, he played with my very own fate. Why did you let me die? Because I love you. This made my face contort into disgust. It was hard to believe that this was the motive for letting me die. When tears started to roll down the Archangel's cheek, it took me by surprise. I so badly wanted you to be by my side that I committed a sin and disobeyed my orders that fateful day. If I had died naturally, the outcome would have been the same. No, it wouldn't. Do you know the rest of your fate, Zeph? You were meant to be with that human Asia because he's your soulmate. Wait. He is our soulmate? Why is he so mean to us? Why do we have a sadistic soulmate? I hated that idea. I despised it so much. He would always try to take advantage of your purity and make you cry. I knew he would corrupt you, and yet you still loved him. But I couldn't just stand by and watch. I didn't understand why someone like him was your soulmate. Why couldn't it be me? Because you are a millennia-old angel. Is it because I was created an archangel? I hated our fate, and I wanted to change it. I wanted you to love me instead. I didn't want the person I loved to get married and live happily with someone else. But even when you became an angel, you were still connected to that human. It hurt so much when I saw you by his side. For millennia, never have I felt emotion this overwhelming. But now, they're bursting because of my love for you. My only sin is that I fell in love with you. Even though I was frustrated with him, I couldn't bring myself to despise him for what he'd done to me because it was all out of love. The fact that he was willing to risk so much because of his strong feelings for me made me slightly empathetic. I thought about all the times he whispered loving words into my ear and made me feel appreciated. I thought all the times he embraced me to show me his affection. The night of the accident, I was there. Even though death meant nothing to me, I watched a person I loved suffer and pass away painfully. It made my heart ache. But if I knew you were still alive, carrying out your fate, you would suffer much more. So, yeah, he's being a little yandere-ish because he wants us for himself, but at the same time, he was like, well, he's either gonna die and not be with his soulmate, or he's going to live and suffer through this yo-yo of emotions for the rest of his life. I'm not defending Gabriel, I'm just saying, at least he kind of weighed the options a little. Gabriel slowly walked up to me and held my hand. My only wish is to get rid of your pain and suffering. I wanted you to be happy, and more importantly, I wanted you to be with me. I heard his voice crack as he gave my hand a squeeze. This made me realize the archangels were similar to us after all, capable of holding immense emotions and desires. One last thing. Did you erase my memories? Silence filled the room for a few seconds. Oh, he did. I did. It was only because I wanted you to forget your love for that human. Mixed feelings rose within me. I wasn't sure how I should feel at this moment. You made us forget ice cream! How dare! Zeph. When he called out to me, I raised my head and looked at him. Will you forgive me? And now we... now we have a choice. I have a feeling if we hit the I can't ever forgive you, we would get like the neutral ending. We would get like the neutral ending, I'm pretty sure. If I hit I will, does that mean we're gonna get his ending? Because we should be at the end of the game now. Okay, we're gonna forgive him. That's relieving to hear. A smile returned to his face as he pulled me into an embrace. But I pushed him away since my mind was still muddled at the moment. I averted my gaze since I wasn't able to directly look him in the eye. I need to go clear my thoughts, if that is what you need. I visit the ocean so the sound of the waves would calm me down. After getting comfortable using the sand as my cushion, I gazed at the night sky. A long sigh escaped from my lips as I thought about the two men who I had grown to have feeling for. The two men who also happened to be associated with my death. When an aching pain suddenly filled my head, I let out a groan. Oh, did he give us back our memories? An image was slowly forming in my mind without my control. The vision started to become clearer and clearer, and it was then that I saw it. The erased memory. I knew it right away that this must be the night of my death. This was the last thing I saw before I died. Oh, both of them were there! Oh. Gabriel looks so guilty and upset, and Asa looks straight up traumatized. My vision was blurry, but I could still make out two familiar faces. Asa had his mouth covered as he stared at me with horror in his eyes. Meanwhile, Gabriel had his head turned away, refusing to spare a glance in my direction. Both looked equally pained. They do seem like they care about me. Then my vision turned black. That's probably when I lost consciousness. Deciding your fate? That was pretty cool. I thought about Gabriel. Even though he let me die, I wasn't entirely mad at him. Ever since I entered heaven, Gabriel had been gentle and nothing but sweet to me. After spending all the time together, I really grew to love him. I loved it whenever he whispered loving words into my ear. I loved it whenever he touched me affectionately. He kept secrets from me, and yet I still had the heart to forgive him. Because I couldn't deny that he meant a lot to me. I couldn't hate him. All of our precious moments together, I wasn't just about to throw it away. I had to see him. I wanted to be with him more than anything. After sensing his location, I knew he was back in our residence, so I traveled there as soon as possible. Back inside the room, I spotted Gabriel, who was standing by the wall, looking at the projection by the wall. Oh, he was watching us! He was watching the beach where I just came back from. Were you watching me? I'm sorry, I was just worried when you ran off. I wanted to make sure you were alright. Seeing how concerned he was, touched me. Thanks for worrying about me. Gabriel switched off the projection before cautiously walking over to me. Are you upset about what I've done? Yes, but I already told you I forgave you. As Gabriel extended his arm to touch my face, he paused midair. Will you allow me to touch you? Oh, he's at least asking permission before he touches us. It's fine. You can hold me like you always had. Gabriel then cupped my face and stared into my eyes longingly. I thought when you knew about my sin, you would despise me. And yet, even after being aware of the truth, you still forgave me. You really do have a pure soul. I placed my hand over his and smiled at him. That's because you didn't have malicious intentions. How can I be mad at you when you told me how much you love me? Yes, I love you so much, in fact it hurts. As you always said, let's forget about the past where I was a human and look towards our future. Finally, a warm smile formed on the Archangel's face. Zeph, thank you for forgiving me. Suddenly, a cloud of smoke entered the room, followed by several angels. Oh no. Oh no. What is this interruption about? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Gabe's in trouble. Archangel Gabriel, we are aware of the sin you have committed. You have disobeyed your orders and let a human's fate end on purpose. We are also aware that you kept him with you even when he wasn't supposed to be in heaven yet. Violating your duties is a treason. Gabriel froze when he realized the truth had been found out. When you requested to be this human's guardian angel, I didn't expect you for your intentions to be this sinful. Brother Michael, I didn't mean to. It's just that he's special. There aren't any acceptable excuses. You will have to repent for your sin. Our duty is of utmost importance. It is nothing but immoral to forsake it. Gabriel averted his eyes from the other angel. I assumed he would lash out in anger like the other day, but he was oddly silent from this taller angel, probably due to their hierarchy. Michael then turned his attention to me, his gaze making me both uncomfortable and frightened. He then proceeded to harshly grab my chin and examine my face. What's so special about this lower angel that you would risk your prestige? Don't touch him! Gabriel then shoved the other celestial being's arms away from me. Leave him alone. He has nothing to do with this. It is my fault, so punish me. Please, don't bring him into this. For you to act this desperate enough to plead. How you've changed. Now then, are you prepared for your punishment? I glanced at Gabriel, who just nodded. Why wasn't he saying anything? What's going to happen to him? All these questions raced into my mind. The presence of the other angels frightened me because they all looked menacing and cold. But since I knew this is all happening because of me, I knew I had to intervene. Oh no! Okay. Gabriel did nothing wrong. Punish me instead. Oh no. Well, Gabriel did do stuff wrong. That's the thing. He did do things wrong. He did do things wrong because he let a human die that wasn't supposed to die yet, so he didn't do his job. He didn't save the human. He took away our memory, and he concealed us from everyone else. Yes, he is in hot water. But... Okay. Let's go punish me instead? Well, I got it saved, so we can come back and choose the other one. There's no need for you to, Zeph. I'll take full responsibility for my actions. But what will happen to you? He will be banished from heaven. No, there has to be some other way. It's just a little mistake. Playing with the lives of humans is no small matter. My fists clenched and I felt my body tremble. I feared for the worst about what would happen to Gabriel. Gabriel then took my hand and uncurled my fingers. Relax. Everything is going to be okay. How? How can you be so calm? It's because I have no regrets. When I disobeyed my order and let you die that day, I was already prepared for the consequences when my deed would be found out. I am already prepared to repent for my sins. Gabriel held the back of my head before giving me a peck on the forehead. You love me, right? I do. That is all I wanted to hear. My heart will be at peace no matter my outcome. I'm glad I got to be with you for the past few days. You made my life sensational. For that, you have my thanks. The archangel slowly let go of his hold on me and floated in the air. I watched as the orb of light start to surround his entire body. The brightness caused me to squint. What? After a few seconds, the light was replaced by black flames. They weren't hot, but they frightened me. Did he get sent to hell? Did he get sent to hell, or did he get incinerated? As the flames slowly dispersed, I noticed the archangel's pure white wings slowly crisp before turning into dust. Oh no, he's a fallen angel! Your wings. Gabriel nodded before passing me a smile. Goodbye, my love. Wait! What do you mean goodbye? Where are you? Before I could say anything else, he vanished into thin air. When my beloved left my sight, I began to sob into my arms. He's calling him his beloved now. No! I could no longer feel his presence and feared for the worst. That he is actually gone. As I was crying, Archangel Michael approached me. It's best if you forget about Archangel Gabriel. It will only... Oh, wait, I had a light voice for him. It'll be best if you forget about Archangel Gabriel. It will only do you harm if you let him fester in your mind. How are you so unfazed? Isn't he your brother? Our loyalty is the only thing of real importance. Gabriel has sinned, therefore he is no longer affiliated with me. Oh, Michael, you're so cold. He's cold as ice, man. Then the Archangel vanished from the residence, leaving me all alone. I had dropped to the ground and hugged my knees. Gabriel. In the passing days, I stayed in our residence. The room felt empty when he wasn't here, but I refused to go elsewhere. My eyes were constantly swollen from crying. Every moment I would be haunted by the memory of the love of my life vanishing in the blink of an eye. How I wished I could see him again. Just one last time. I quickly shot up when I detected a familiar aura. It was faint, but I knew the sensation. It was Gabriel's presence. Could he actually be alive? I thought he was gone for good, but maybe, just maybe, he could be on Earth. Hope sparkled within me as I was determined to find out the truth. His presence was slowly starting to fade, and I knew I had to locate him before it disappeared. I arrived on the rooftop, and my eyes lit up when I spotted a familiar figure. Excitement filled me as I rushed to give him a hug. Zeph? What are you doing here? I finally found you! I thought you were gone forever! You're not supposed to be near me. I've been suppressing my aura, yet I'm surprised you managed to find me here. My heart clenched when I realized he'd been purposely avoiding me. Why? Why are you hiding from me? Because you can't be with me. Why not? In a split second, a large pair of wings filled my vision. Your wings are permanently black? Yes. This is the punishment for my sin. My jaws went agape as I stared at the darkened feathers. Are you scared of them? No. That's a part of you, so I won't be scared. Gabriel shook his head and he let out a sigh. You should be frightened. I'm now a fallen angel. No longer am I the archangel you once knew. No, I refuse to believe that. You're still the person I love, regardless of your status or appearance. You don't understand. Angels are not allowed to fall in love with fallen angels. Aww. Without listening to his warning, I hugged the fallen angel tightly in my arms. You'll be banished from heaven for eternity if you choose to stay with me. I thought hard, but I didn't care if I was banished. What's the point of living peacefully in heaven if I couldn't be with the one I truly love? Gabriel, I love you so much. I would risk getting condemned for eternity if it means I could be with you. He sighed, finally conceding as he gently caressed my back. And I, too, would do anything, everything for you. I know. You've sinned for me, and now it's my turn to do the same. I love you and I want to be with you. Together. Forever. In his arms, I was filled with a sense of contentment, even though I was risking my future. Thank you, my love. Thank you for choosing to stay with me. I always will, because I can't imagine a life where I couldn't be with you. Good ending! Gabriel! We got a good ending! Oh, and it's called Devotion. Oh, Gabriel's good ending! Heck yeah! Gabriel's... There's a happy ending? Okay, there's a happy, a good, and a bad. And then for Asia, there's a happy, a good, and a bad. And then there's a neutral ending. I bet the neutral ending would be like whenever we didn't forgive the other one either. Oh, goodness. Yay! We got a good ending. Our first go. Yeah! Heck yeah! And we're now gonna be a fallen angel and live on Earth with, Gabe, and we're gonna be happy little angels. Yeah! Not governed by anything. Okay. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Huh? I'm happy with the ending. That's nice. It was nice that the truth came out, and I mean, Gabe did do some things he wasn't supposed to do, so it's good he got punished because, yeah, it was coming. We all knew it was coming, okay? Because he was also not supposed to fall in love with a human, and he did. Okay, would you guys like to see another ending? Huh? If you do, let me know down below or leave a like. If this video gets 10 likes, I will continue on with part 7, I think will be next part. And we will cover some more endings, which should go a lot quicker because we could like bounce around and get them. But let me know. Let me know. Okay, as you can tell, I'm a little sleep deprived today. Yes, I am. Okay. Thank you for joining me, guys. Bye.